welcome to the beautiful Proview Network studio here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and welcome to another edition of Local Focus. We got a great show for you. We're debuting a brand new list or segment today. It's the top 10 dunks of the year, and they're from games that we've broadcast. This is actually something that we debuted during the Metro Championship. If you saw it on My 50 TV, that's the first time this list has aired. If you're seeing it now, obviously this will probably be the first week of February. So we're going to have those top dunks. But what we're most excited about is that we want you to tweet us your dunks. We're not at every game. We can't broadcast every game. We'd love to. So the top 10 dunks right now are all from our broadcast. But if you have one all the way in Tatum or at Elida or somewhere up north, maybe at Robertson, if you have a jam and you think, hey, man, these guys are so biased in Albuquerque, send us your dunk. If it's good enough, it'll be in there. I promise. We'll go over that list in just a moment. And then my guest today will be Rio Rancho star David Patterson. So we have a full show. David, welcome.
Thank you.
We're going to go through this top 10 dunks. And since we have you here, why don't we, you see if you want to move them around at all right? Now, we're going to start off here. I think you might want to move this number 10 one up because I think it's one of yours. But let's go through it and see. This is the first ever top 10 dunks. As the season goes on, some of these will be subtracted out by some better dunks. I can tell you the number 11 one that just missed was a Jack Blankenship dunk. So there are some dunks that didn't make the cut. But you remember that one?
I do.
All right, so let's see. Let's see how much you agree or disagree. Here's the number 9. This is from just the other week, actually.
Oh, Jacob.
Yeah, in transition. All right. They get more impressive here as we get to 8. There's the Twitter handles you can send us your jams to. All right, so there you go. Well represented, all right? You're in there twice. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got at 7. That's at Proview TV or at Sebastian Noel 47 if you have some dunks. That's Jalen right there.
That was a nice one.
Okay, we'll get to number 6 here. That's Satterfield.
Yeah,
we don't get a lot of chances to see him, so the 2 we have, obviously from the same tournament there. All right, let's go to 5 here. This is back in your district. This is your boy, Jalen Munn again.
Oh, definitely a top 3.
All right, well, we're almost there. We're almost there. See, that one's got the super slow-mo attention, you know. It seems like they always have an extra camera at a Cleveland game, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that odd? All right, here's number 4. Well, you probably didn't want to see that one.
Oh, yeah, I had to move out of the way on that one.
That was a nice baseline jam. Those baseline jams are a little harder, man. The rim, a little less give on the baseline there.
Yeah.
All right, here's number 3. Here's Jalen cleaning up on a putback.
Yeah, that was good.
And then here we go, top 2 right here. I believe this is from the Los Lunas tournament. Yeah, this was the no-look alley-oop.
Oh, yeah.
That's nice from the guard. And then the second one, I think it's also same game. It's the one that he had off the backboard. Yeah, in transition. Here's Lovato, too white. Yeah. Now, if someone wants to see some dunks, dude, you and Olney put on a show at the halftime of your JV games.
Yeah.
So I get there early when I do your games.
Yeah. And
you guys put on a little clinic. But what's the best dunk you've had, probably, you think, in practice there? You guys go at it.
I've gotten a between the legs dunk before. Only like twice, though. It's rare, but that's my best one for sure.
Yeah, so if you're going to a Rio Rancho game, I recommend you get there early. Check out halftime in JV. You and Only do a nice job there. All right, so let's, first of all, we want to thank you for joining us. And our director, Josh, has some questions he wanted me to ask because he wants to know what is it like to be a Patterson in Rio Rancho. Because he thinks you're pretty much the mayor of Rio Rancho. He thinks you can do whatever you want there. Like if you get a speeding ticket, could you get out of that because you're a Patterson?
Oh, no.
No? Okay.
Definitely
See,
not.
Josh? See?
Yeah. I actually got one like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay. So what is it like, though, growing up with obviously such talented brothers?
It's really fun. A lot of competitive stuff going on at the house and stuff, and kind of a lot of pressure, but I try not to think about that. Just try to play.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna some rapid fire at you, okay? Best outside shooter? Which brother?
Clay.
Clay, okay. Best dunker?
Me.
Best in school?
Austin.
Best with the ladies?
Me.
Best hair?
Austin.
Best trash talker?
Me.
All right. All right. So you won a few of those, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Obviously, you were on the bench when your brother won a state championship there at Rio Rancho. And obviously, that's the goal this year, right?
Yeah,
Let's
definitely.
talk about your squad a little bit. I think you guys definitely have the pieces.
Yes.
What do you think?
We just need to keep trying to find our roles as a team. You know, it's like halfway through the season, so we're kind of clicking here and then, but we just need everyone to be on the same page and just not get on each other as much as possible.
Now, you had a little. I want to talk about last night's game. I know this will air later, so the time won't quite jive. You guys had a little setback against the Trisco, but as a basketball fan, that was a great game to watch. I mean, you battled one of the best defenders in the state, and well, tell us about it.
Yeah, it was a fun game. I love those games. DeMarcus, he's been a friend of mine for a couple of years, and it was really fun going against him. Really competitive, and they just got the best of us.
Now, you had over 30, and I was doing the game with Bruce, and I was telling Bruce during the commercial, it doesn't seem like David's had an open shot tonight, but he's still going to pour in over 30. I mean, is that the toughest guy to go against defensively?
Yeah, so far this year it has been. I've been against a couple good defenders from Hope and Clovis, but that was definitely one of the toughest.
So how is it those nights where you're coming off screens and you're wide open and you're having your huge games, obviously you know it's going in, but when there's constantly a defender in your face, there's always someone up in you, what's the mindset then? You just keep pressing, keep going? What was your mindset last night?
Just try to feed it inside because I knew we had the size on them, and Blaine had a really good game last night and finished a lot underneath. So
that district's going to be pretty competitive. There's really no off nights there. Well, maybe one, but we won't mention that. But if you're going against the Trisco and you're going against Cleveland, how much do you relish those matchups? I know you and Jalen are really good friends, and when he came and did the show, he talked glowingly about playing against you guys. Take us through that rivalry, I guess.
Yeah, I remember a couple years ago it was just like a hated rivalry. Like they hated each other. And I feel like nowadays it's just like more friendly, but we still go at each other hard. And playing Jalen is probably one of my funnest games because we just have fun with each other and we go at each other. DeMarcus, same with DeMarcus and Amir.
So you don't have to necessarily hate a district rival, right? Because he's talking about you're shooting hoops at your house and at his house. So that hate doesn't have to be there. It's obviously, when you get to your level, is there a mutual respect among all the highest level athletes in the city?
Yeah, I feel like there is. Especially last night with Josiah, I really felt like he played a good game and really respect his game too.
All right, we're coming up on our first break here. We're going to take a time out, but when we get back with David, we're going to pick up something that we talked to Jalen Munn about, and that's the top 1-2 punches. And we'll get David's opinion on his top 1-2 punches and how they match up. We'll be right back.
The New Mexico High School Coaches Association, established in 1941, is an organization of New Mexico's best and most professional interscholastic coaches. Coaches across work daily to help our student athletes excel in the classroom, on the field of play, and in our communities. Students that participate in interscholastic activities attain higher grades, higher graduation rates, and higher wages. Responsible for the North-South All-Star Games, statewide Coaches Award Program, and providing multiple professional development opportunities for New Mexico's coaches. Be a great coach by coaching beyond the game.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at Proview Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
All right, we're back with David Patterson, and we want to talk about 1-2 punches. Now, we used to do this top 5 list where we let the guests do a top 5 of whatever, and I don't really know when we stopped doing that. I think one of the guests only had 4 and couldn't count down, and it was awkward, so we stopped doing it. But we talked with Jalen Munn about top scoring duos, and obviously I wouldn't let him pick him and Amir, so he went with you. So who are some of your top scoring duos? If you can't take you and Blaine, who are some of the top 2? Give me your 3 best, you think?
Probably from El Dorado, Tyler Quintana and Cave. Definitely Jalen and Amir. And I would have to say from Hope, Johnny, and Isaiah.
Doc.
Yeah, Isaiah Dockery.
That's a good pick. That's a good. And now one-on-one, do you think which one of those comes closest to you and Blaine? You think?
Jalen and Amir. Yeah.
Let's talk more about you and Blaine, because does anyone else have that inside-outside presence that you guys possess?
I haven't really seen it as much as this year, but over the past couple of years, there's definitely been, but I'm not sure if there is.
So I want to ask about, we talk about recovering from knee injuries with some players that have had knee injuries. We talked to Cameron Schreier about what it's like to play for your dad. And what I want to talk to you about is, what's the relationship like between a star player and a head coach? If there's a young star player watching this right now, what can he learn from you? Tell us about that dynamic, star player to head coach. What's the relationship like?
Just don't get on his bad side.
Right.
Just do what you're told and play how you know how to play, and try to incorporate his system with how you know how to play and try to make the best of it.
Are there things that you did maybe when you were young that, man, I can't believe I did that. That was boneheaded.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Looking back on it.
But you've really come into your own on the floor, because you look, and there's definitely a leadership and a swag to you on the floor. I mean, what has changed most about your game from last year to this year, you think?
Just the role that I play on my team, and the relationship that I have with my teammates and my coach, and it's really strong right now, and I just want to keep it going.
What do you decide in the summer when you're going to work on? I mean, what goes through your mind? Like, okay, I want to improve this. I'd like to work on that. I mean, take us through your off season.
So last year wasn't my best shooting year, and this summer I struggled too. So I really focused on shooting and just lifting and getting stronger and trying to work on my quickness and speed.
And so if you have a young player that maybe is getting ready to, go into high school, I mean, what's if they could have David Patterson, the personal coach, what's the workout regimen you put them through? What's the individual development you put them through? How much time are you putting in outside of team practice? Just take us through that.
I'd say after
Obviously,
practice.
it's got to take hours to be as good as you.
Yeah. This summer I worked a lot of hours, and even after practice nowadays I go to the gym 2 or 3 hours and just work on my skills, handling the ball and just shooting on the move shots, and like with people on me, try to run.
Now, you've always had bigs on your team. Does that help when you're always having to shoot over bigs in practice?
Yeah, definitely.
So let's say during the season now, David Patterson wakes up at what time?
About 6:45.
Are you getting shots up in the morning, straight to school? What's going on there?
About go to school and just do whatever we're doing in first period, and then it's mostly after school.
Okay. And then practice is how long at Rio, and then how long do you put in individually?
It's about 2 hours at Rio, so it's about 3 to 5. And after that, depending on what I got to do, usually go to the gym for about an hour and a half or 2.
Now, obviously, you have the advantage where you can just go home and go one-on-one with one of your brothers, right? How does that help develop your game?
Yeah, it's helped develop it a lot. Clay's out of the house now, so I don't really have that anymore. But I still meet Brady at the gym, and we play a lot, so gets me tighter on my handles and able to go by people.
What do they do well that you've been able to incorporate into your game?
Driving and finishing. It's Brady.
And what have you done well that maybe they, how do they benefit from playing against you?
Getting their shot off pretty quick, because I don't know, I get my hand on a lot of balls and try to shoot over me.
Now, quickest release out of all the brothers, who do you think has the quickest release?
I think me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I think if I've kept count right, I think you won 4 of them, right? And I think you gave Clay 2. I will have to play that back.
Yeah.
I don't remember. All right. We want to talk about recruiting and Air Force and all that stuff. We're going to do it after this timeout. More with David Patterson after this.
What What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club or dreamstyleremodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Get into the game with Garden Swartz Team Sales. They have everything you need, from screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing services, high school letterman jackets, and all high school and club uniforms, and individual and team apparel with the most reliable brands like Speedline, Rawlins, and Wilson. And don't forget to check out the latest F7 Shut helmet. It's all at Garden Swartz Team Sales. Give them a call, 505-884-1234. Garden Swartz Team Sales.
Welcome back to Local Focus. I'm here with David Patterson, and I want to move a little bit now towards the whole college landscape. You know, there's only 2 Division I basketball players in the state right now that are seniors, and we tend to forget about David because, well, he accepted, it seemed like, to Air Force when he was in diapers, right? That seemed like a long time ago. Yeah. So as a sophomore, tell us how that came about.
I went to a camp up there after my sophomore year during the summer. I had a really good performance out there, and then they just offered me on the spot.
Now, when you did that at the end of your sophomore year, first of all, how was your sophomore year? I mean, looking back on that.
It was pretty good. I got a few minutes. I was still behind my brother, though. And it really just gave me the tools I needed to. So
let's be honest now. If you, at the end of your sophomore year, you take this trip, you go to camp at Air Force, are you expecting to come back from camp with a D1 offer in your back pocket at that point? Still playing behind your brother, limited minutes as a sophomore?
No, I didn't. I had no idea.
So you obviously had to have a phenomenal camp. So tell us about that.
Yeah, we just did drills at the beginning and stuff, and I did really good in those, made all my shots, and then we had like scrimmages kind of with like 4 teams. And I started playing really well the first 2 games, and then the 3rd game I played pretty good. I think I had like 20 points or something, and then they had like an all-star game with all the top players, and I had, I think, 21 in that game too. So and I was really young compared to everyone else, so it just really showed.
And so who was the first person that kind of pulled you aside and said, hey, I want to talk to you?
Well, I walked up to my mom after the camp, and she was talking to the assistant coach, and he told me they were going to offer me, and I was like, I didn't think it was real. Like, I thought it was a joke. And then my mom looked at me, and she was like, this is serious. And I was like,
you better get serious.
Yeah. And then I talked to the head coach a couple minutes later, and they made it official.
Okay, and what? Obviously, they were impressed with you. What did they tell you? that really impressed them?
Just my shooting. I had a really good shooting camp and my ability to get to the basket.
And you said yes, so what impressed you with them?
Definitely their facilities and the way the coaches handled their players and just the overall program and the way I would fit in over there.
And how do you see yourself fitting in there?
I feel like I can play right away. Probably a couple minutes here and there, but I feel like I can make an impact right away.
Now, they have the whole prep school thing, right? Is that something that basketball players do as well? I know that David Cormier did that in football. Is that something the basketball players have to go through as well?
I'm going through that.
Okay.
I think it's like rare occasions with just going straight to the academy, just with like the grades and stuff.
Okay. So have you got a chance to chat that up with him and ask him what that's like?
Yeah, I've texted back and forth with him a little bit, and he said I'll probably really enjoy it, and just got to keep focused and keep pushing through it.
So what do you think once you're there? I mean, where do you see your game evolving? What's next? What still has to improve? What do you want to improve by the time you get to Air Force?
I want to improve my mid-range and just being able to create space with the college guards and the quickness that they have.
Is it hard to develop as an overall player in New Mexico when it seems like so much of the game here in New Mexico is just pretty much the three ball? And I mean, if you're taller than 6'4", they're going to stick you in the post in New Mexico.
Yeah.
But that's obviously not a real post player. I mean, is it pretty difficult?
Yeah, I feel like you have to start when you're really young and just try to work on your early dribbling skills and just try to get that aspect of the game down. And then as you grow up, and depending on how much you grow, it just helps overall.
When you're out of state, what do you see the biggest differences when you go against out of state guys?
It's just strength and just their body types are crazies. It's like way different than New Mexico. Like, I don't know why.
Yeah. And but now, you know, a lot of people say, oh, New Mexico doesn't have that much talent. But you know, we did a tournament in Los Lunas, and there was a team from Phoenix that was, you know, they looked great coming off the bus. Well, that's when they stopped looking great. It's right after they got off the bus.
Yeah.
'Cause they were atrocious on the floor. And then I know you guys had an out-of-state team in your tournament, right? That wasn't that impressive. So obviously, the guard position especially, pretty stacked in New Mexico, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it's been the best in a lot of years. Just like the scoring individually and stuff, it's been way up there.
All right, so David Patterson is drafting a team right now, and he can't draft any Rams. The starting point guard on that, well, I'll draft one too, and then we'll decide whose team's going to win one-on-one, okay?
All right.
The starting point guard on your team is?
Amir.
All right. That was going to be mine, of course. So I'll have to go with a Ricky Lujan.
All right.
All right. Shooting guard.
Tyler Quintana.
All right. We should have done a snake draft. I didn't get that pick. All right. Well, you know what? Then I'll put Cave at that spot. All right. Well, there's really no positions in basketball anymore. So okay, who's the next? The wings. Who's next for you?
Do I get two?
No, because I didn't get two.
Okay.
You get the first pick every time. I'm being really polite to my guests.
Probably Jalen.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you're killing me now, man. I gotta think now. I should get to pick Rams. You shouldn't, but I should.
All right.
That's what I'll change the rule. All right. I got DP on my team.
Okay.
All right.
I'll get Zanin.
Okay. Oh, it's tough, man. You're killing me. Zane, man. Who can I? All right. I'll take JB.
All right.
All right. Now this is it. The fives. Who are you drafting as your fifth player on your fantasy team here?
Fifth player. Does it have to be a post?
No, but I mean, if you're gonna go small and I get you with the post, then you know my team's gonna crush you. So, I mean, no pressure. But if you don't pick a post and I pull a big out of my hat, what's gonna happen?
I got Jelante.
Oh man, that was mine. No, you're killing me here, David. All right, then I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna need another shooter now, so I'm gonna go Eloy Medina. No, scrap that. I need a defender. I'm going DeMarcus. Yeah, I'm good. All right. Okay, so who's going to win that one-on-one?
My team.
You think so?
Yes.
My team has David Patterson.
I got Zanin.
My team has David Patterson.
We'll see.
All right.
We should get that together.
Yeah, no, that would be, pay-per-view buys right there. All right, good luck the rest of your season. Obviously, what's the goal? what do you have to do to lift the blue at the end of the year as a team and as an individual?
I feel like I just got to keep doing what I'm doing right now. And as a team, we just got to start meshing and just start playing together more and not break down so much on defense.
All right, so we'll keep an eye on that, see if the defense can, you guys have made a Cinderella run before. Let's see if the Rams have another run to the blue in them this year. David, thanks for coming by. Thanks for coming in and joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Good luck in all your future, especially at Air Force. Thanks for watching Local Focus. Tune us next week, another new episode. Thanks.
And it was turned over. And quickly out in front, look at this. It's Patterson going to go all the way.
No. On the long rebound, and Hill, the freshman, tapped it to himself. In transition to Aragon, and he slams it home.
Going to get a steal here. Look out. Patterson all the way.
See if he wants to dunk in transition. Send it in. Here comes Messiah Satterfield. Up high, down hard, with no regard for human life. Back, is he going to have another? One more in transition for Satterfield.
And then another steal out in front. Well, watch out. Munn will jam it. And Jalen Munn puts it down, and Isler's not happy with that. The look, Steve Davis, after the steal, and you know what's going to happen when Jalen Munn gets it, huh?
I'll tell you what, elevation is, and he looks so easy when he does it.
Hirosti, there's Morgan. Oh, send it in! To Terry. Good look at a three for Josh. No! Oh, what a putback! Now he blows by his man. Up top and down hard. The no-look alley-oop to... On tap here. Lovato gets the steal. Now he'll get it back. On the run out, the lob up top. Send it in, JB.
Sadie's is a proud supporter of New Mexico high school sports and athletics, and we here at Proview Networks would like to thank Sadie's for their continued support in helping us bring you all of your New Mexico high school sports coverage.